What's up, OG, triple OG?
It's your man.
OG,
Y'all
triple,
already
triple.
know what it is. We got some
OG.
Corey on deck, so without further ado, let's get to the video.
Some men.
I have cried.
See, yeah, some men cry because it feels so good.
This bitch
This bitch.
who broke up with me, who used to buy me shit all the time. I cried like a motherfucker when that bitch left. I begged that bitch in front of her kid, please.
Okay, I have the hormone. I was trying to remember what it was.
What is it called?
Okay, so during orgasm,
I think I heard of this. Go ahead.
Okay, the body releases oxytocin. It's a hormone that sometimes back in the day they would call it the love hormone or a cuddle chemical. Oxytocin is released when you hug someone or fall in love, but it's often sexual arousal. Oxytocin levels increase during sexual arousal, especially and higher in women.
Can I expound?
Oxytocin is for women.
No, it's both of them.
Go
This is
ahead.
what I'm trying to
Watch,
tell
watch, Craig.
you.
Go
But
ahead,
that's
Craig.
what I said, women.
Well, so it's oxytocin, that's the organic version. Then there's pitocin, that's the generic version that they give you in hospitals.
Right.
But here's the thing, oxytocin is why I don't let none of the bitches I ever fuck with have a personal trainer. Because it's released in the body when it goes through stress.
Stress and
so when
pain
you
and all
work
that,
out,
yeah.
and your bitch is working out in the gym and she getting it in, and it's a nigga telling her, all right, 2 more. Okay, now eat different, bitch. All right, now look, be on time next time. And then she worked. That's like fucking her. That oxytocin is all through her body. The more oxytocin that's in the woman's body, the more susceptible she is to be influenced by the person that is there when it's being released into her system.
And it's
No, go ahead.
It makes her responsive. It makes men more attractive to women. When babies are born, they will inject the woman with the synthetic form of oxytocin, which is called pitocin, to strengthen the bond after labor between the baby and the mother. So oxytocin is a very dangerous thing.
Very dangerous.
To let your woman.
Osmosis.
Right. And
No, I'm
Yes,
listening
it's
to
very
you.
dangerous. That's why women should never have male personal trainers.
You want to make a point, D?
Yeah,
Because I'm
I
going to
was
make a point about
And
oxytocin.
preachers.
right. But here's the thing. It's
And preachers.
Well, preachers, because women, because it's not just physical stress. When a man is exercising your woman's mind and taking her through stress, breaking her down and building her up, as we do, our pimps do in the pimp game.
Oh, you think it's funny, bitch? This is pimping here.
That is establishing that bond as well. It's releasing oxytocin into the system too. That's why you got to be careful. You just can't let your woman talk, to certain types of people for long periods of time, because you're at risk of this type of shit going on.
right.
Go ahead.
And it's not by itself. It's not the only hormone released during orgasm. Also dopamine,
Right.
which is known as the feel-good hormone that increases feelings of happiness and other positive emotions, and again, more so in women.
Right.
Men can have sex and not have they can get up and go, and the woman's like, that's why all those jokes when people say, oh, she wanted to hold me,
Right.
hug me, you know what I'm saying, touching on me, rubbing on me, and the man's like, man, I got to go. It's like,
Right.
so also dopamine. So all those combined.
It goes to the point what Craig was talking about that I want to keep going with. Listen, a woman will try to tell you insecure if you don't want her being influenced by strangers.
You're goddamn right.
You don't want her being influenced by guys at work. You don't want her being influenced by most motherfuckers that's talking to her. They will act like you have an insecurity. No, it's not an insecurity. You know what happens to a woman if she is touched by this, what's the name of the shit?
Oxytocin.
Oxytocin,
Dopamine.
Yeah. You know a bitch can get turned out quicker physically than a man. I done fuck bitches pussy immaculate, but when I'm done, I'm like, bitch, if you don't get the fuck out of my car,
It don't even have to
I
be.
know how it go, bitch. You mean me no good. You just know that I'm a trick and I show you a good time. You don't want me like that, because if you want me like that, I got to introduce you to my top 3 women.
And hold her
You
hand.
know
Yes,
the
nasty
interesting
word.
thing about what Corey is saying, and you brought it up, is so you have oxytocin, and then you have dopamine. So these are both
They're all
Happy New Year.
these are both released, but they both normally come from 2 different types of interactions. Dopamine is more like a drug. You get a high when dopamine is released into your system. So like when you knock a bitch, you know, she out of my league, but I got her. That feeling you get, or when you go get a bag, oh nigga, I got 250 this weekend. Oh my God, nigga, this is legend. You know, that's dopamine. But you know, oxytocin, that comes from stress, which is why a nigga can beat up on a bitch all the time and then fuck her, and every time he beat up and fuck her, she's still in love. She has that, what's that syndrome called, where you fall in love with your captor?
Stockholm.
You know what I mean? So it's a very
Stockholm,
it's a
that's what
very
they say.
interesting thing, because every man has layers to his cap with a bitch that represents each different type of pheromone or hormone released into her body. We don't even know that's what our cap is for. It's to make a bitch release a little bit of that oxytocin into her system. Or, you know, that, you know, it's like our cap is based around biology, and don't even really peep that, is what I was trying to say.
There
I
you
get you. Now that's some
I get
shit you
that
ain't
too.
gonna see on TV. You know what I'm saying? That's some shit you ain't gonna hear motherfuckers talk about. God damn it. It's like one of the things that women hear me say and they have the most disgust with is when I say training your girl.
Right.
Training your girl is such a necessary thing in society.
He ain't lying.
It is a sad thing to know that so many women get offended by you offering to train them when they need it. You need to be trained by a proven, I'm gonna go and use his word. What's the word the brother used?
Disciplinarian. No.
Disciplinary. What's the brother? Kevin Samuels, what's his word?
High value.
A proven high value male must train you in order for you not to wreck yourself in society. If you are with a man who is not a proven high value, but see, my definition of a high value man is not just a person with money.
You're gonna learn today.
My definition of a high value man is a man who stands on principles.
100%.
He will not allow you to woo him with the threat of leaving him, the threat of treating him bad. No.
Well, none of that
You
should be happening.
can't dog me out because I'm giving you the information you need to be around me and better yourself. If you dog me out because I give you this information, I'ma know you're not worth nothing to nobody, not just me. You're not worth nothing to nobody. If I can't train you, what are you worth? Look at your life and look where you're going. Listen, a woman that's not trained in society is definitely going to bring society down. Here's an example. This is what I want people to do. Craig, Abe, everybody in here, even you, Darlene, you could do this too.
Oh,
This is how bad society is. I want you, while you're with a woman, even if it's your friend, D, I want you to give a woman a real compliment in front of another woman and watch the reaction of the other women around.
I'm gonna show you how a bitch go down a slide.
I want you to compliment a woman and be sincere with your compliment. Like, walk up to a woman and be like, even though this is a rare find, oh, I love how you're dressed. Your elegance really stands out. I appreciate you. Say something like that to a woman, around a woman. Watch what happens. Just watch what happens, especially if it's your woman and you got an average broad. If you got an average broad and you compliment another woman, y'all might break up.
And you know this, man.
Oh, that's a damn near for sure.
Do you know that is a deterioration of society?
that's so sad that people can't
So co-
even give love like
Complimenting
that.
a
Like, just-
woman while you with your woman.
Compliment.
The other
your
Even
woman
if
is
the
average.
bitch gave a speech in church, if you walking with a woman and your woman hear you compliment the other. Wow, that speech was powerful. Thank you so much for giving that information. You are godsend.
Oh, you like powerful bitches now? Oh, so you
Took it
in the
out my
power now, nigga.
Oh Lord,
Craig took it out my
that's
mouth.
crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody said that's sexual harassment if you say like you dressed elegant.
What? Damn, nowadays.
This
see,
is
that's
what
that
society has
that's that generation.
deteriorated to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. 'Cause
And
you
we
can't-
walk around knowing we are around people who are absolutely unstable.
Y'all some unstable creatures. See, I ain't gonna say the B word. I'm gonna say unstable creatures. It's my new word for y'all.
And we tolerate it because we tiptoe through the day. You make it home without no drama. You make it home without no drama. But you can't exist in America without this drama coming to you one day, especially if you work a job. If you work a job, you got to tiptoe around your job, especially if you work with a place where men and women are mixed.
Yeah.
Boy, you lose your job like that.
Damn, someone just said that their cousin would get slapped by his wife. I think that's what he said every time he looked at a woman. I'm like, well, both people are a little off there because why is he still with somebody like that? Jesus Christ.
That's wild.
You say why he's still with somebody like that?
Yeah, that's wild.
You telling me it's a lot of choices of women who head is screwed on right? Most of them haven't been trained, D.
Right, but I'm saying you can be by yourself instead of subjecting yourself to that kind of treatment.
A society where the women are led off emotions, feelings, we are going to have drama.
He ain't lying.
That's wild. That's crazy.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
I know a guy, and it's gonna sound like I'm hating.
All right, they talked about oxytosis. Now, this is my first time being familiar with this word. Now, I've heard of dopamine, but the oxytosis and the meaning of oxytosis it got me to thinking, because I can look back and now I realize why. This is just not the only reason. But now I realize why I don't let my wife, conversate with men or have long conversations with men or work out with men or, none of that stuff. No, I'm my wife's personal trainer. I also can relate this to a scripture of not letting your wife, sit at the table with a man and conversate with a man and all that. It's just, what would they be talking about? What would be the conversation? As far as my wife working with men, she didn't have men hit on her before. I can do this for you. I can do that for you and all. Y'all know how men try to hit on a woman, even though she married. The scumbags that's out here that won't sloppy seconds. But I don't let my wife deal with other men and, for what? I don't see the point. Somebody tell me the point of letting my wife associate herself with other men or even have a trainer. I can train her. As far as a woman being trained, and I feel like this is necessary. I might use another word as far as a woman being guided. You need to guide your woman. You need to guide your wife. That's another word for guidance. Guiding your wife. It's training your wife. You want your wife to be what you want her to be. Okay, I don't want you to do that. This is inappropriate. And Corey said, it got to be a man who stand on principles, a man who got morals, because it's a lot of men out here who just don't got no principles or they don't have no morals. But I'm gonna let my wife know that's not appropriate. You shouldn't do this. And I'll give her the reason why you shouldn't do this. And she'd be like, oh, okay, I understand that. So as far as a woman who can't be trained, she's lost already, because a man who stand on principles and a man with morals, he gonna lead and guide you in that right direction. And you can't go wrong. And that's Bible for people who can relate or who deal with the Bible. That's scripture. I feel like this because a woman, and this is my opinion or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can come in the comments and let me know your opinion or whatever. But a woman who's not trained or who can't be trained, she gonna wreck herself. Just like he said, Kevin Samuels, he proved it to us. With all the shows that he had with these women, with no man, and the things that came out these women's mouth. A lot of women like to throw up in men's faces as far as about a man being insecure. Because, oh, I can't talk to a man or I can't conversate with a man. No, it's not about me being insecure. It's about me, okay, I don't want you doing this. I don't want you talking to this person. It's about you being trained and you being me guiding you. You don't need no other influences. The only influence you need is mine. That's it.
You're goddamn right.
That's it. But y'all tell me how y'all feel about a woman being trained and a woman not being trained. Leave a comment. It's your man. Y'all already know what it is. To the next video, it's Ghetto Talk. Up out of here. Peace.